Are you moving to Nashville, Tennessee and moving alone? Well, in this video, we're going to cover everything that you need to know, need to think about, take into consideration when making the move from anywhere in the country here to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I work with people every single week that are looking to move and relocate right here to Nashville, Tennessee. And after a while of working with so many different people with different budgets, criteria, move-in dates, everything that can go into a move, I've really started to notice some common factors on what you should be looking for, what you should be taking into consideration, what you should be watching out for, and that's what we're going to get into in this video. Now, first thing is, if you're looking to rent, which is what we're going to be talking mostly about in this video, you want to start your search anywhere between 50 to 60 days out. The reason for that is most apartment complexes are going to require the residents to give 60-day notices to vacate. When they give their 60-day notice to vacate, that's when the apartment knows that that apartment is going to be on the market. That's when it will become available. So if you start too soon, then you're going to be put on a wait list because they're not going to know if they have anything available. Now, if you start too late and you move in 2 weeks, then all those apartments that have been on the market for that a month and a half, they're going to have more opportunities to be taken up by people that see them, right? So 50 to 60 days is that perfect mark. Now, most people that reach out to me, it's anywhere between a month to a month and a half, and that's totally fine as well. In a perfect world, 50 to 60 days, but as long as we don't start getting within that 2-week mark, then you should be good. Now, if you're looking to buy, I can help you with that as well. I have a lot of great connections of people that are fantastic. Reach out to me, I can connect you with those people. You want to start looking minimum 6 months out because the market is so hot here in Nashville that not only are apartments going extremely fast, but it's hard to buy a house right now. A lot of times you'll be putting in offer after offer after offer. So finding a good realtor that can help you with that process is key. So let's get into more things to consider. Now, the first thing to think about is, where do you want to be or where do you want to be close to? Most people that are moving have either a job, they're going to school, they have somewhere that they want to be close to, whether it be a 10 to 15 minute drive, walking distance, whatever that is. What I recommend doing is not only looking at the distance from that point of interest that you have, say it's Belmont University, right? Not only looking at the amount of miles, but also going on Google Maps, getting directions from the apartment complex that you're looking at and whatever it is that you want to be close to, because it'll tell you the amount of miles it is from it, but it'll also tell you how long the drive typically is. And it's pretty spot on, give or take a couple of minutes depending on the time of day. The reason I say this is if an apartment is closer to where you want to be, but it's on a really busy road, then it could take you twice as long, and you could save a lot of time by being further away and taking a less busy road. So pull that up on a tab when you're looking at the different apartments and check every single one of them. Directions from this apartment to wherever you're wanting to be close to, directions from this one, and you'll start to notice some of them may be further away, but the drive may be as long or even faster. The next thing to think about is your budget, your price range. What are you able to afford? Are you able to move on that any up or down, given, say, if it's closer or if it has certain amenities? Knowing your budget and then knowing how far out from what you want to be close to that you're willing to go, that's key, because you may, to get into your budget, have to go further out, or you may have to sacrifice and pay a little bit more in rent to go ahead and get closer. It's going to be different for everybody depending on what's more important to you, but having where you need to be close to, how far you're willing to go out from that, the proximity, and your budget, those are 3 must-haves whenever you start your search. Now, keep in mind when you're doing your research into different apartment complexes that nearly every single apartment complex, if not everyone, is going to show you the market rent. And what the market rent is it's the rent before any additional fees. Some additional fees that you might come across: parking fees, valet trash fees, regular trash fees, pest control fees, just things like that. So keep in mind that your budget, you need to know if that's your budget before additional fees and utilities or after additional fees and utilities, because that can make a big difference. Now, I do want to go ahead and point out what I do is I help people find apartments that are moving and relocating to Nashville. I do this entire process for you, and it makes it so streamlined, so stress-free. So if you want me to do all this for you and do all of this research, then go ahead and reach out. You can call, text, or email anytime, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Or if you just have some questions, go ahead and reach out as well. I would love to help you in any way that I can. Now the next step is to check and see what's available with each specific apartment complex. Now keep in mind that when you're looking through the different floor plans, if it says contact us or obviously add to a wait list or get more info, most of the time those floor plans are unavailable. They want you to reach out either to tell you about a different floor plan that they have available or to put you on that wait list. And getting on the wait list most of the time doesn't really help that much, because what's going to happen is there's none available right now. So if you need to move in a month and you're getting put on the wait list, typically they're going to have one available 60 days from when somebody gives their 60-day notice. So nobody's given it yet. So if somebody was to give their 60-day notice that exact same day, that apartment's not going to be available until 60 days from when you get added to the wait list. But you need to move a month from when you get added to the wait list. So hope you followed all that. Keep in mind again that now if it has the rent price on it, then most of the time you're good. That means it's available either now or at a future date within the date that you put in as your move-in date. So that's a good sign. That's green light. Red light is no rent price, and it says contact us for more information or get notified, things like that. Now, if you don't have me doing all of this for you, by the way, it's 100% free service for you. The apartments pay us to do this work. But if you're not having me do all of this for you, then what you want to do is reach out to the apartment complexes, find out more information on the floor plans that they have available, when they're going to be ready, the application process, all of that. Like I said, you can streamline this and make it a lot more stress-free. Just reach out to me. It's free to you. The apartments pay us. It doesn't affect your rent, specials, anything. Now, based off what you found out on the websites and by contacting the apartments, what you'll then do is try to narrow down your list to your favorite 2 or 3. It always helps to narrow it down as much as possible. You can do 4 or 5, you can just do 2 or 1, maybe you already know this is the one, but narrow down your list, because then what we're gonna do is we're gonna schedule a virtual tour, unless you wanna fly into Nashville to go tour it in person, which most people don't wanna do. So go ahead and schedule a virtual tour, and a leasing agent will either take you through virtually or send you videos, or if I'm doing it for you, what I like to do is I like to go to the apartment complex. I'll record any videos, ask any questions that you want, or FaceTime you during the tour so that you can see it in real time and ask the leasing agent questions yourself, whichever way works best for you. But you definitely want to try to get a tour of each complex that you're interested in, because I'll go ahead and tell you a secret, and it may not be that much of a secret, but the pictures that you see online are almost always better looking than what you'll see in person. Even if what you see in person is extremely nice and beautiful, the pictures, they always make them look that much better. So keep in mind that, and always try to see the apartment complex either virtual tour or in person. And then after you've seen all of the apartments that are available, you pretty much have your narrowed down list, you've seen them all, it's time to make a decision, and the sooner that you make the decision, the better. And I say this because seriously, apartments go so fast here in Nashville. We have 80 to 100 people a day moving to Nashville, and these apartments go fast, houses go fast, everything goes fast. So if you wait for even a couple of days, you could potentially lose it. Doesn't mean that you will, it could still be there, but you could potentially lose that apartment. Some other things to keep in mind are the extra fees, parking fees, especially if you're looking to be close into the city. And also, if an apartment says available now, most apartment complexes are only going to allow you to reserve that for up to 2 weeks from when you apply. So if right now it's July 2nd, if I needed an apartment August 20th, but it's available now, most likely the apartment complex is only going to let me reserve it for up to a July 16th move-in, 2 weeks from when I apply. If I was to apply today, they do that because they don't want one of their vacant units to stay off the market for too long of a time. Another thing to keep in mind is any specials that an apartment complex may be running. A special may very well put a price on an apartment in your budget or even below your budget when it seems like it's above your budget. So if an apartment complex is offering 1 month free, 2 months free is a really good one, then you can average that out over the course of your. Now, most won't actually let you average it out throughout your lease. They'll make you take those months free, but what I tell people, you could easily just put money to the side and just take it out every month. Like say your average is $1,400, but the actual rent is $1,600. You know, during your free month, put $1,400 aside like you're paying rent, then every month come up with $1,400 and just take $200 from what you put aside. It's a little mind game you can play with your money. It makes it a little easier. Whatever you want to do, not giving financial advice. Specials can really change the game when you're looking at, when you have a strict budget. Now guys, there you have it. Again, it's a lot easier if you go ahead and let me do this for you. That's how I make my living, is getting paid by apartments for bringing people like you. And just shoot me an email or a text or a call and go over all the criteria that you have. Tell me when you're wanting to move, everything, and I'll go ahead and I'll start the search for you. I'll ask you any additional questions I have. And in the meantime, if you're still doing research on Nashville, Tennessee, go ahead and check out this video up here, and then I'll see you later.